Yo, 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 what's up? What's good? What's gritty? I am Altitude, and you're checking out another episode of Sound Check. I got a question for you. Do you invest in yourself? And if you don't, why don't you? Today we're going to talk about it. Let's rock. Yo, so I think this one is going to be pretty self-explanatory. It's not going to be drawn out or long-winded. I just basically wanted to get on here for this episode of Sound Check and basically just talk about artists on the independent scene investing in themselves and not getting jerked by the system or the industry. So from my personal experience, I've always found it better to be hands-on with everything. So everything as far as how everything is recorded, how everything is mixed, how everything is mastered, how it's distributed to the people. I've always found myself holding on to that and did the little Wakanda thing. I always found myself like holding on to that and kind of wanting to be in control of everything. And I was talking to a good friend of mine. He was talking about how you don't have to be in control of everything, but you can still oversee everything. And for me personally, I got control issues when it comes to my music. So that's probably, to an extent, some things that have probably held me back in a way. But at the same time, it allows me to say, okay, I like how this is done. I like how this looks. I like how this sounds. And it was all done in-house and done myself. So as far as me being on the independent scene versus being on a label, I kind of look at it as a double-edged sword. It can go a few ways. So when you're signed to a label, in my estimation, and all labels are different, and this is in no way castrating necessarily a particular label, but there are a lot of sharks out there. So that's kind of like why I wanted to make this video. For me, the label is a major tool that gives you financial backing to get your music to the masses. They fund your videos, they fund your music, they fund your recording sessions. But at the same time, you have to look at labels as almost as being a bank. And all that money that they're funding you, they're gonna want that back 10 times forward in return. What can we get on our investment? Because that's why it's called the music business, the music industry. So with that being said, if you're independent like me and you're not signed to a major label, then how do you get out there? So my reasoning for making this video, I wanted to title it, do you invest in yourself? That question stems from, if I can save money on recording, save money on my videos, save money on this and that and the third, why not just fund it myself, make sure that everything is done to my liking the way that I want it. I don't have to ask, hey, is the song done? I'm in control of when the song gets done. I don't have to say, hey, what's going on with the artwork for the album or the mixtape or whatever you're putting out. I'm in control of the artwork. So it's just, with me liking to be hands-on, that's just how I operate. So with different artists that I talk to, it's kind of funny because a lot of them, they'll look at particular situations when it comes to labels, and they always want to say, well, you know what, I'm gonna just get signed to a label and then I don't have to worry about this and that. But you do have to worry about it. My whole thing of investing in yourself is that I've been jerked around by too many studios. I've been jerked around by too many people that say they're gonna do something and they never get the job done. So if I'm in control of a situation, I know that I will get the job done. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that relates to this topic is, don't wait on somebody to get the job done for you when you have all the capable tools of getting it done yourself. That's a huge part of investing in yourself. Investing in yourself isn't just about money. If I have the camera if I have the computer, if I have the software, if I have the resources and the tools and the knowledge to get it done, why would I spend money somewhere else when I could just do it myself? If I knew how to work on cars, I'd never take my car to a mechanic. If I knew how to draw and how to paint and how to illustrate artworks, I would never get a graphic designer to do what I already know how to do. So the fact that on certain things, I know how to film, I know how to record, I know how to mix, I know how to master, at which I just recently learned. Cause let's be honest, none of my old stuff was mastered, but at the same time, they were all mixtapes, so it doesn't really matter. But when it came to the album, around that time that I put my album out, I was just getting introduced to how to mix and master. So I was able to play with that while making that project. But, you know, if I know how to do different things, you know, if I know how to cook, why would I go out and eat every night? Why would I get takeout every night? You know what I mean? When I could just go to the store, buy the groceries, and make food that will last me a week, as opposed to going out to eat. And now I'm gonna be hungry tomorrow and there's no food in the fridge for tomorrow. Now I'm doing the cycle all over again. Studio time is one of the biggest ripoffs in music history. Let me tell you why. There is no way in the world that, and this is on the cheap end, we're not even getting into the industry side of, you know, how expensive a studio session is on a major level. We're just talking about, let's just keep it down here on this level, ground level, independent level. There is no way in the world, and I get everyone's got to make their money. The bills have to get paid. I understand all of that. One hand washes the other. I get all that. But there's no way in the world that a studio session should cost you $50 an hour, $45 an hour, $40 an hour, whatever you're paying. There's no way in the world that a studio should cost that much, and they know it. It's the same thing with going to a mechanic. You're not paying for the part. The part is cheap. You're paying for the labor, the amount of time that it takes them to work on it. So it's the same thing with a studio. You're not paying them for the recording. The recording's easy. All I gotta do is just hit a button, you spit your lyrics, or you sing your verses, or your choruses, whatever it is that you're doing. All I gotta do is hit the button, you do your job, and then we're done. That doesn't cost $40 an hour, $45 an hour, $50 an hour, whatever you're paying. They're charging you for the labor. So with that being said, if I know how to record, if I know how to mix and master, why am I going to a studio? Which is the reason that, like I said in the last video, I decided to do this in my own home, because I got tired of getting jerked around by studios who either had poor engineers who didn't know what they were doing, or they were just wasting my time in the studio when I want to just knock out songs and they want to worry about little knickknacks here and there. No, let's get the songs knocked out. Then we can focus on editing and mixing and mastering. Like, let's focus on one thing at a time. So with that being said, my message to everyone that sees this video who is in music or in film or does artwork or anything like that, if you know how to do the work, please do it yourself. Do not overcharge people because you don't want to do your job. I understand that everyone needs help. I understand that you can't do everything yourself, and trying to be different places at once. I get it. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot to think about. But if you have the capability of doing it yourself, please don't rely on anybody else. Please don't be the person that says, I know how to do it, I just don't want to do it. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Put your big boy pants on. Go out there. Get the job done. Do it yourself if you have the capability and the tutelage to do it yourself. That's all I'm saying. So with this, with me about to wrap up this video, I'm basically just saying this wasn't even necessarily about money. It was more so about, when I say invest in yourself, I mean it's more of a mentality. It's more of a goal set. It's more of a direction that I'm trying to steer and point you guys towards. I don't want you guys to get to a position where you feel like I have to go to a studio and pay $50 an hour. Or you can just save your money, invest in yourself, get all the equipment you need, start your own studio, start your own label, and do everything in-house yourself. Instead of going to a business industry and asking them for checks, start your own business industry and make the checks. That's what I'm saying. So investing in yourself it has a little bit to do with money, but it's more so of a mentality of, I just want you guys to do it yourself if you have the capability. That's basically all I wanted to say. I am Altitude, representing Building Narrow Minds, the hip hop workshop, and I'm renovating minds one rhyme at a time. And don't forget to go out there and get the album. Project Window is on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, wherever you get your digital music. And until next time, I'll see you guys when I see you. Thanks for watching Soundcheck. Peace.